In this video, we are going to create a customizable, modern design pop-up menu. This pop-up menu can be used for different purposes. You can use it in a header, sidebar, inside a table, or anywhere you want. This pop-up menu is responsive, auto-positioning, hover-triggered, and has features like viewport padding, custom styles, and more. Let's get started. First, create a folder. Let's name it Package. Now, open up your terminal. Create an app. React or Next app. In this case, I am using Next.js app. Once app is created, remove unnecessary files. In this case, I am removing unnecessary files from app folder and public folder. Now start design the page layout for the pop-up menu test app. In this app layout, I used 3 components: header, sidebar, and content. Create a components folder. Create header component, sidebar component, and content component. Import those components into homepage. I already created the header component and designed it, so I just copy and paste it here. You will get this code from my GitHub. To get the source code, check out description or first comment. As same as the header, copy-paste code for sidebar component. Now copy-paste code for the content component. Now run the app server. The app is running, and this is our pop-up menu test app page design. Now we need the NPM package for our pop-up menu. For that, I will use this NPM package. This package name is code-shumon/popup-menu. Check out description or first comment for this NPM package link. Copy the package install command from here. To install the package, in your terminal run the command npm at code-shumon/popup-menu. Now the package is successfully installed in our app. To verify the installation, look for the @code-shumon folder inside the node modules directory. Also, you can check the package.json file and look into dependencies. Let's import the pop-up menu component from the package. As you can see, pop-up menu component is imported from the @code Shumon/pop-up menu folder. Now let's import the pop-up menu component to sidebar and content component. Now, I'll apply this pop-up menu component to the header component. Map the profile menu items inside the pop-up menu. I am using button for each profile menu items. Adding class name for the button. Now we need the trigger for this pop-up menu. This trigger will work for open and close the pop-up menu div. I've already coded that trigger, so I am just copy-pasting it. You can get this code from my GitHub. Check the description or comments. Now we can see user is our trigger. By clicking user, pop-up menu is opening and closing. Now we will use header props to the pop-up menu. Inside the header props, we can write JSX, as we write the JSX inside the trigger. Here inside the pop-up menu, profile is our header. Here I use the footer props. Footer props as same as the header props. Now check out the footer inside the pop-up menu. Logout is our footer. Now we will use theme props. Theme props is to control the pop-up menu color. It has two values, light and dark. Default is light. As we can see, now the pop-up menu color is dark, as I set the theme equals dark. Now I am going to use animation props. Animation props is to control the animation behavior for the pop-up menu. As we can see, pop-up menu container is so close to the menu trigger. Now I am going to use viewport padding props. Viewport padding props is to make distance between pop-up menu trigger and menu container. Viewport padding props takes numbers as value. Now we can see pop-up menu container gets padding from the trigger. Now I'll use the no default style props. No default style props is used to disable default styling for menu items, and it enables the menu class name props for custom styling. As we can see now, there is no default style for the pop-up menu. Even we change the theme, there is no default style. Now, I am going to use menu class name props. Menu class name props is to make custom style for the pop-up menu. As we can see now, there is custom style for the pop-up menu. Now our custom pop-up menu style is complete. Now I'm going to use the pop-up menu to the sidebar component. Here I do map the menu items, and inside the menu items I've used pop-up menu. As we can see, there is not trigger button or div, so we see a blank sidebar menu. Now, I've added the copy-paste trigger button. Inside the trigger button, there are item icon and label and an arrow SVG. Now, we can see a sidebar item appear, name Projects, with an icon and an arrow. For the sidebar, the pop-up menu is showing right under the projects. For that case, we need to position the pop-up menu, so I will use position props. Here, I set the position equals left top. Although I set the position to left top, the package is so smart. It identifies that there is not enough space on the left side to show the pop-up menu, so it still stays in the same place. Now changing the position to right top. As we can see, the pop-up menu is now on the right side, aligned with the top of the trigger. There are more positioning options you can check out. Now I'll use the hover trigger prop. The hover trigger prop is used to open the menu on hover instead of on click. As we can see, the menu is now opening on mouse hover on the trigger instead of a click. Now I am going to use animation props. Animation props is to control the animation behavior for the pop-up menu. We can see that now the menu container is animating from the trigger side to its display position. Changing the animation position from in to out. Now the pop-up menu container is animating from the opposite side to its display position. Now I'll use the pop-up menu to the content component. Inside the content component, I've already added the trigger button and two new props, onOpenChange and onClose. The onOpenChange prop is a callback function. It's triggered when the menu opens or closes and returns a Boolean value. The onClose prop is a callback function that is triggered when the menu closes. Here, I am using setState to see when menu close and open. And here another setState to notify when menu close. Now, here I will map the demo items array. You can get all the code from my GitHub repo. Check the description or comments. As we can see, when I click the Show Pop-up Menu button, the menu state changes to Open. This is due to the onOpenChange callback function. The last action changes because of the onClose callback function. Now, I will use the position prop to position the menu items at a different angle. Although we set the position to top left, there is not enough space in the top area to show the pop-up menu, so it remains in the same place. As we can see, I removed the padding from the menu header and footer, so now it's positioned at the top. We can see here that the pop-up menu is right on the trigger button, so I need to use the viewport padding prop to create some distance between them. Now, we can see that it's a little bit away from the trigger button. Now I will change the pop-up menu position multiple times to see how it looks in different ways. Now, I'll use the No Default Style prop. This prop is used to disable the default style for the pop-up menu. When the No Default Style prop is applied, then the menu class name prop can be used. As we can see, the default style is no longer working. Now, only the styles from the element classes we used in the trigger and the demo items map are applied. Now, I'll use the menu class name property. As we can see, with the help of the menu class name prop, the pop-up menu now has a custom style. Now, I'll use the enable scroll prop. The enable scroll prop is used to control whether to allow scrolling when the menu is open. As we can see, before applying the enable scroll prop, I can't scroll when menu is open. Here, I am using hover trigger prop. Here, I am using animation prop. Thanks for watching this tutorial. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me by email or post a comment directly. You can also create an issue on my GitHub repo. If this video was helpful, don't hesitate to click the like button and subscribe to my channel for more tutorials.